good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. This build up to the semi-final of the Scottish Cup of Hampden, Rangers versus Celtic. Join myself up here on the show. It's Jaffa. Afternoon, Jaffa.
Good afternoon, Ox, and I can't remember if it's still morning. How are you doing, pal?
It's afternoon, mate. I believe you'll get the team.
I have indeed. McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Ben Davies, Barisic, Lundstrom, Raskin, Cantwell, Tillman, Kent, Morelos. Substitutions: McLaughlin, Ridvan, Hadji, Suter, Matondo, Kamara, Wright, Fashion Junior, and Arfield.
Information was wrong, mate. Information was wrong. But there you go. Tried and tested experience. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Ox, aye.
Teachers' favourites. I don't know what you want to say. Yeah.
A combination, I think, Ox, aye. But as you say, what else can we do? My only change to that would probably have had Fashion in for Morelos. But listen, that's a 50-50. For a lot of people. Morelos can turn it on just like Fashion can. So I think, as you say, he's went with the tried and tested, hoping that he can get a performance out of them. Just hopes he can get them motivated enough, Ox, to want to do it. That's what it comes down to, doesn't it?
That's the thing. I think it's worrying a lot of the support, mate. Whether the motivation's there, because sometimes we've looked as if we've left something out in the pitch. Some players in these games,
Yep, I think that's fair, Ox. I don't think that's an unfair statement or criticism, however you see it. There's certainly some players that have let themselves down and just not got to the performance level that's required. If they can pull it off today, they'll certainly be heroes in the eyes of the fans, and they'll certainly go a long way to rectifying some of that. So, listen, it's a one-off game, it's a cup game, so just go out, give your best, however long you're on the park. The bench looks reasonably strong. There's some options there for change. Arfield on it, Fashion Junior on it. And there's a bit of pace there in Matondo and Wright, which no doubt he would probably bring on later in the game. So it's just down to who wants it most, Ox, like all of these big games with this lot.
Yeah. Listen, I know we'll always say it's important how you start and all that, but it's a game that, you can make it hard for yourself in the first few minutes, but you can't win it in the first few minutes, yeah?
No, absolutely not. And I think being tight at the back is not just for the first few minutes, but certainly for the whole duration of the day, and no any stupid mistakes. And pick up your man. Golson's back in. Davies has certainly looked at as a better player when Golson's beside him. So the back four for me and whoever's in the front, the front of them in midfield for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, Ox, is important. As you say, you can't win it in them, but you can certainly make it difficult for yourself. So it's just the individual performances, Ox, isn't it? It's down to the individual duels and making sure that each player gets the better of their opposition. Who's in front of them, and that always goes a long way in these big games.
Yeah. All right. Well, give us a team again, and then we'll get the phone lines open. So let's hear for you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Folks being premature. Carry on, Jaffa.
McGregor, Tavernier, Golson, Ben Davies, Barisic, Lundstrom, Raskin, Cantwell, Tillman, Kent, and Morelos. Substitutions: McLaughlin, Ridvan, Hadji, Suter, Matondo, Kamara, Wright, Fashion Junior, and Scotty Arfield.
Yes, right. Well, I think we're playing with the system we're always playing, and as you say, he's back to people to improve and win their individual battles. Lundstrom and Raskin, they'll be pivotal in how we perform, mate.
Aye, absolutely, Ox. It looks to me like a 4-2-3-1. I know he plays that rotation up front, but it certainly looks like that's the system that he's going with Barisic and Tavernier pushing up into the middle of the park. Certainly when the ball's turned over, and the opposite the case when the ball's going back the way. It's just it's down to desire, Ox, application, tempo, everything that we talk about a lot. When we do all that and that combined, absolutely we can win this. No doubt about it. But that's what's required to win the game.
I suppose in a lot of close games, mate, it all comes down to desire, doesn't it? And sometimes a bit of luck, yeah?
Absolutely, 100%. Yep, and as I've said a few times, and I know we've all spoke about it on the show, and all the other guys have, and the callers phoning in have. The guys that have been given the shot today they've got to turn up, Hawks, and that's all we ever ask. As Rangers fans, we just ask for the players to give it their absolute all, and if they do that, we're in with a shout.
Who's the big players for you, Jaffa?
Big players today for me is Tillman, Cantwell, Raskin, and that for me, that's the spine of the team. The back four as well, the Golson and Davies in particular.
That's a whole team you've named. Who's the big players for you? Get off the fence, two. I'll give you two.
For me, Tillman and Raskin probably are the two that need to perform.
Right. Okay. Right. All right. And what's the most important unit for you, defence or attack?
Defence. If we defend, because I think we'll get more opportunities, Ox. I absolutely think we'll get time at particular times in the game. We will get a 5 or a 10 minute spell, and I think there's players at the front line that's happened. That's been evident in all of them. If we can shore up the back four, I think we've got a great chance.
All right. So you're confident that we'll get chances?
Absolutely. I think we'll absolutely get chances.
Okay, mate. All right. Hope you're right. Aye. Young Raskin, sorry. He's not done a lot for us in real terms. He's not actually played that many minutes, but the support are taking to him, mate, yeah?
I think it's his tempo and I think it's his desire, Ox, and he's busy. And he's always pushing forward. The minute he gets the ball, he does one thing. He turns to his head towards the opposition goal, rather than going back the way. And I think that in particular really pleases the fans because we've been lacking that. Let's not be kidded. The middle of the park's been way too. It's been too defensive minded. I do know you need that, but you don't need the both players like that and sit in particular in that holding role. So I think that's why the fans have taken to him, Ox.
All right, we've been joined by Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Good afternoon, guys. You can't really. I think we all thought that if they were going to be, or what he perceives to be fit, that's what he was going to do. Personally, I think hard on Suter. I would have played Suter with Golston. I wouldn't have played Davis. You worry. I'm just talking about the worries in it. The worries is that we've got Morales that's not interested. You've got Kent that's not being interested. You just hoping that they two are going to, pull the socks up and have a right good go. They're my concerns, right enough. But we've just got to get about them and leave nothing on the pack, as we always say, and see whether we can, get ourselves into the final. That's just how it is. But it does worry me with the attitude of certain players. I mean, we did this in the League Cup final when players were injured and we brought them back in, and we all know what happened there. So let's hope it's not the same situation and these guys have listened to some of the flack, because I'm sure they do. And let's hope it's riled them, and they want to go out and prove themselves. Go out and aero is what I would be saying to some of these players that are playing today. And hopefully we get the result.
Jaffa, do you think Andy's a glass half full man or a glass half empty fella?
Well, there's nothing in it now because I've just finished it, so I'm just looking for another one.
I was just going to say, depends when he started this morning.
His glass is always empty. Is that what you mean?
Listen, you got to say it as it is, and what I've said there, they players have not done it for in their attitude. I'm asking for them to gain attitude. Listen, I'm up for it. Hopefully they're up for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Listen, I don't disagree with what Andy says. I just don't think the trouble is we've not had that many options, and it's a call that Michael Beale. It's his sword, Jaffa.
Absolutely, Ox, aye. And these are the games that he's getting judged on, and he'll always be judged on them. Especially in the league that we play in and the country we play in. It's either them or us. So, and he's got to turn those numbers round, because he won't be able to continue, Ox, in the vein that it's currently been set. We've got to beat them, we've got to beat them on a regular basis. That's how we win trophies, and that's how we get to finals. And you're right, it's his call. And listen, we know he's not had his own only had one transfer window. We know he's going to get a transfer window in the summer, and that will shape the team as he moves forward. But we are where we are now. He's got to, as a manager, motivate that 15 players or 16 players that's going to play today, and he's got to absolutely get a tune out of them. That's his game. That's his job. That's what he's paid to do, Ox. Motivation, making sure he can look players in the eye, and as Andy says, if for anything else, if some of these players are looking to get moves, Ox, this is the window to do it, and this is where opposition teams will be spying them. In the case of Kent and Morelos, if they want to get a contract, go out the day and absolutely nail it, give it 110%, stick the ball in the net if you're in case of Morelos, and go out a hero.
I think he's actually saying the same thing, actually, for being honest, just in a slightly different tone, Andrew.
Look, I'm up for it. Don't worry about that. When they kick off, that wasn't fun that I'll be going. I just kind of worry. Like I watched Bale and Bonner there in the press conferences. Now, I think they said the right thing, but their body language, as I was looking at it, might be wrong. Told me that they didn't believe it. And the other thing, wait a minute, and the other...
I knew you were in education, but Jaffer, he's actually a body language expert now, yeah? Body language expert.
Hey, listen, there's a certain person about body language chasing me around my school for 40 years. I'm getting tired now. I need to get out of the road. But, no, listen, I worry that he keeps coming out and he keeps alluding. Well, I don't get it right. I won't be here. I don't think he should be talking like that. He needs to get his own players in. Watch how he speaks at times, what he needs to do. That's just the thing. He's got to be getting a chance. I totally agree with that. He's got to bring his own players in. But he didn't look right there. And Bonner, well, Jesus Christ, he looked absolutely petrified. When you looked at them two out in the press conference, you think, oh, dear me. You know what I mean? Come on, I want to see some, vigor and shoulders back, and here we go. And that's just the little things like that worry me, But I still think we're going to win today.
I think Andy's comparing Bonner with Jock Wallace.
Well, he was in the 70s.
Listen, I don't know about you. I don't read too much into press conferences. Games are won on the pitch, mate.
Well, yeah, that was what I was going to say there. Just, I did see the press conference, and I know what Andy's, I know what he's saying, and I guess a lot of fans are seeing that. But the bottom line is, with anything, I've always said this in any kind of football or sport: do your talking on the pitch. Don't say anything. Just yes, no, how you doing? Please, thank you. Move on. Get the players, get them in the dressing room, and do your talking on the pitch. That's all he's got to do today. This is the last chance alone for a lot of those players. They've got to go out and do the business today. If they get any self-pride in their own profession and who they are as professional footballers, they absolutely have got. I mean, I don't think the new boys, Raskin and Cantwell and even Tillman, I don't think their performances levels can be criticised. I mean, Tillman, with his numbers this season, is from a midfield point of view. I know he's an attacking midfielder. He scored 10 goals. I don't think you can argue with that with those kind of numbers, Ox. Certainly a few more would always help, but the big man's got a trick in his book. It's the other guys that have been there for the length of time that that we've come to know, in the case of Kent, Morelos, even Lundstrom. And the back of the defence for me is where a lot of the last few games have been lost, Ox. It's been stupid mistakes.
That's a big thing for me, mate. If we can eradicate individual errors and we get chances, we'd like to think we'll win the game, mate.
I think we will. If we can do those two things, if we could shore up the back line and absolutely not concede today, I think we'll win. That's where I am, and that's what I've been seeing in the last few games against them. If it hadn't been for the stupid mistakes, because they're creating the chances, we've created umpteen chances that we should have even probably been out of sight in the game against them at Parkhead a few weeks back. We should have nailed them. We should probably have been 2 or 3 goals up. We're not being clinical enough in front of goal. If we can do that today, be clinical in front of goal, when the chances come, take them. And when you get opportunities, take them. And in the back line, just defend. Don't mess about. Just get the ball out the park. No nonsense defending. Route one, into the stands, do whatever you want to call it. You know, if in doubt, get it out. The stuff that we were all taught at under 8s playing football and under 9s, instead of this playing tippy-tappy around about the back, the edge of the 18-yard box. I don't like that, Ox. I've never liked it. And I still don't. I don't know why it's crept into modern football, because I watched a game last night between Torino and Atalanta. You know, and then I watched the English Premiership. A guy from West Ham get caught doing the same thing yesterday, Reggie's box. You know, we Crystal Palace. It's the worst and stupidest thing I've ever seen in football.
Aye. Andy, who's the big players for you, mate?
Cantwell and Raskin, although they've not been there long enough, I think they bring the freshness to the team. I think they really want to do well for the fans, for the sell, and for the team, and the manager that's brought them in. I think they two could be. I think the defence has got to be like we've just said there. They've got to be bang on it. That's what's costing us. And the problem we have is that it's a twofold thing, isn't it? Where strikers don't score goals, and then it also that in turn puts pressure on the dodgy defence that we've got. So it's got to be done at both ends of the pack, and obviously the midfield. I always think you have to win the midfield in an Old Firm game, and then when you're winning it at that time, you must strike. That's where you win these games. And I know it's a lot to ask for, but it isn't a lot to ask for because they pay good money to go out and play, and they're professional players. So you just hoping that I'm just hoping really that we know what they're like. I just hope they'll got a bit of pride in themselves and they want to go out and not be remembered. That's all you're asking, you know.
You play for yourself first and foremost. But Jaffa, football's moved on for the 70s. It's a counter-attacking game now, isn't it?
It certainly is, Ox. Aye, I mean, the way that we play in particular, where we can break very quickly and we can get the ball forward quickly, and we've got enough pace in the team, to do that, and we've got the skill in the team. Another point that Andy makes is a great point he makes about the middle of the park. That's often where the game is win and loss, especially turning attack, defence into attack. I hope the guys like Raskin, Cantwell, Tillman, and even Lundstrom, they manage the ball better, Ox. They invite, they can play tight, they can get themselves out, because these games are always played at a really high tempo. Well, the opposition do anyway, and we've got to match that and better it, to be honest with you. So guys like Tillman and Cantwell, their ball retention is critical today. Holding the ball and bringing other people into play, and not losing it after one touch and getting caught in possession. You don't get a minute in these games. You know that there's going to be somebody on you the minute you've got your back turned. They've always got to be somebody there ready to take the space and play into the space, Ox, because they leave umpteen spaces at the back. See, between their defence and middle, they don't manage that. That's the danger area for us, exploiting them and getting at them. And if Morelos can get himself close to Carter Vickers today, I think he's a slow streaker. And I'm not saying Morelos is, but Morelos can turn. He just doesn't get close enough to him for me, Ox, with his back to him. He needs to play right on his shoulder today, and that'll bring mistakes.
We got him booked in the last game, mate. We got him booked after 10 minutes. Tackle on Morelos, I think he get booked, and then we never exploited it, mate. Nobody ran him.
100%, and that's the moments where players have got to be cleverer when situations like that do arise. Then two have got to go and play on him, Ox, to draw the next foul, because that's a game-changing situation. Him getting sent off is absolutely critical. I don't think we exploit him enough. And Starfelt, who's, when you put pressure on him, he's got a mistake in him every 5 or 10 minutes. And again, we don't exploit that. I think those are the moments in the game where we've got to absolutely be on it today, and we've got to monitor that. Quick throw-ins as well. We know they're up to all the tricks where they've got the ball boys all sitting waiting to roll the ball back to them the minute it goes out. Guys turning their back on them. Kent's really guilty of that, turning his back on possession when the ball's in the opposition, and he loses sight. He loses total sight of where the ball's moving to.
And breathe. And breathe. We've been joined by old Davy. Afternoon, David.
Afternoon, boys. Afternoon. Danger.
Hi, Davy.
A brown paper bag in the studio. That's how Jaffer's taken.
Aye,
Got
well,
a bag of glue.
I was fairly optimistic to have that team.
Thanks for the call, Davey. Thanks for the call, mate. White flag off before we've even started. Carry on, Jaffer. I'd rather listen to you than somebody's putting the white flag up. On you go, Jaffer. Before we've even kicked the ball. Yeah, on you go, Jaffer.
I never said pessimistic. I said I was optimistic.
No, you've seen the team, so you've changed your mind. So thank you. Thanks for the call. Don't be a stranger, and we'll speak to you after your birthday. Andy, you have a word with him, Andy. Tell him. No white flag before the game, eh?
Davey, you've got to play wide. Just make sure you say you're going to win it, and then you might be all right.
No, excuse me, guys. This is what the show's all about. It's viewing, saying your piece and taking the abuse. So that's the good bit about it. No, I thought he should have juggled the team a wee bit, a couple of things. I wouldn't have played my Rangers.
Jaffer, I don't think he's alone. And no thinking that about Morelos. I don't think you had Morelos in your team, but at least you never gave up before the game had started, Jaffer. Imagine we had him back in Londonderry. He would have sent a different cannonball out, wouldn't he?
So, you would get my lawyer, my lawyer.
You know what I mean? Do you imagine it, Jaffer? In Londonderry, he'd have sent a different cannonball out. Sorry about this, lads. Have you up? Yeah?
Especially when it's
and I apologise for the noise off the cannon.
And especially the new when it's coming into white horse, territory. Obviously, Big Charlie will be jumping about next weekend in his big white horse. We hope he's got a big spear with it or not.
Right.
Listen there, Davey. It's 50-50.
You might start again. You might be right after the match, but give us a break before it.
Come on, guys, give a break. I only just said I was optimistic. That's a fair comment.
You said you were optimistic till you seen the team.
Aye, well, I thought you'd have juked it a bit.
So you've gave up before we've even started. Oh dear, oh
no,
dear.
No, that's not right. That's no fair.
What did they say? What did they say? What did they say, Andy? You heard them.
That's not. You're interpreting the word wrongly, and optimistic doesn't mean you're a 31.
No, you said you were optimistic till you seen the team. What does that tell you, Andrew?
Was it hell with her?
Listen, don't bring me in. I get enough stick in here.
Right, we're going to hear our manager, who was optimistic before he gave the team out, and he's optimistic after he gave the team out, Jaffa. So get yourself in mute and let's hear from Michael Beale.
Michael, it's Scottish Cup semi-final day here at Hampden. How are you feeling ahead of this one?
Confident and looking forward to the game. It's a big moment for the club and the fans, but most important, it's a big moment for the players. They have a big opportunity in front of them, and my advice to them is go and seize the moment.
And in terms of team news, Ryan Kent and Connor Goldson come back in today. How important is that for the squad, given their qualities and their experience in these fixtures?
Yeah, well, Connor's important as a leader of the back four, and the continuity of that back four in the main has done very well when they've played together. Ryan comes back in, along with Malik and Todd. We'll be looking for those guys to have an influence on the game, to create and be very dangerous in the final third.
And you said about seizing the moment there. Has that been your message to the squad heading into this one?
Well, it's what an opportunity for them. Semi-final here against your biggest rivals. It's an opportunity for you to right a few wrongs. We've got a huge following here today of our fans, not only in the stadium but around the world. We want to make them proud and happy, and this is a big moment, a chance where we can end the season on a real high, and it's important that we give that our all.
And how much can you take from those previous Old Firm games to learn from moving into this one today?
It's important we don't make mistakes, and it's important in the final third we show the belief and the confidence to go and create and score goals. We're going to have to be at it for the whole time, and it might go extra time and penalties and all of that. Everybody needs to pull together for the club, for the fans, for each other, and put on a big performance today. And I'm excited by the opportunity the boys have in front of them. It's important now that we go and deliver for everybody.
How are you feeling now, David?
Optimistic.
Yeah, that's better.
No, but I'd like to make one point here, guys. And I've heard this remarked a few times. I think Jaffa mentioned it earlier, and yourself mentioned it. How many times have we said they tried and tested? And how many times has it not worked? That was all I was meaning about trying to shuffle the pack up, guys. That was what I was meaning. Tried and tested, isn't it working?
What would you have played? Would you have played Morelos and Sakala up front, a straight shot swap for
yeah, definitely, yes. Yeah.
You're not alone in that, Davey. You're not alone in that. But we'll see what it takes us today. Michael Beale, he'll live and die by his decisions. You know?
Yeah, correct.
Jaffa.
Yeah, I mean, these things are all down to conversations, aren't they? And what he sees in the build-up to the game this week, hunger levels and, conversations with the players individually, Davey, I suspect.
Mr. Whippy.
I think he's obviously spoke to Morelos and Kent, and listen, as I said, Davey, I'm with you on that one. I would probably have started Sakala, but I think it is a 50-50. They're both probably not been great. Sakala probably marginally better, but he's missed some glaring chances. Morelos has actually scored a few goals in the last few weeks. So, it's one of them. And in the last game against him, Morelos was actually very good in the first probably 35 minutes. He did get at him, as Ox said earlier. He drew a yellow card for Carter Vickers. I think he's got to do all of that today. Davey, it's one of them with these guys when be professional footballers nowadays. They're under contract as it speaks with us. So he's not got a lot of options out there. It is, for me, it's a toss of the coin. You've just got to hope that the guys all do it on the day. Most of that team have been successful against Celtic. That's the thing. They have had games where they've been really, really superior. They've got to try and capture that again today, that winning mentality. Anyway,
we've been joined by our good friend down under, Big Al. Good evening.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you all?
Hi, Al.
Hi.
All right. There's Jaffa. He's been on the bag of speed there. You're rattling on. You definitely were on the glue talking about Ryan Kent play the game of his life and give him a new contract as well, mate.
I never said that, Alan.
Ah, you did. You said. No, I'm paraphrasing what you said, but that's what you said. You said if he plays well, play for a contract for next season, and Morelos maybe or maybe not.
No, for us, he'll know. I meant a contract elsewhere. He's not signing with us.
That's not how it came across live on radio. Excellent. I'm glad
I never meant that.
You're
hearing what you want to hear.
No, I'm not hearing. I'm not going to have an argument with you. I heard what I heard, man. Anyway, it shouldn't be anywhere near the team.
I never said that
either. I know you didn't say that. We've already established that. If we can move on, that's fine. I'm sorry if I've upset you.
What did you make of what all Davey said then? Was he optimistic or pessimistic, Big Al?
Oh, he's been on the dog biscuits, hasn't he? He started half optimistic and then suddenly turned pessimistic. Now he's optimistic again.
Thank you, Big Al. I never picked up. I didn't pick up the way you picked up what Jaffa was saying, mate. I didn't take that out of me. Yeah, but carry on. Give your thoughts.
Well, David just hit the nail on the head. Look, I'm just wanting us to get to the end of the season, however that journey takes. If it takes us to the final, it takes us to the final, and then we regroup and we try and move forward again. But Davey, we can't really shake up, mate, because the players that we've got there. I mean, Morelos, you're playing him up front instead of Sakala, because I think Morelos is just a better player than Sakala. Ryan Kent, he's never played a good game since the game he put one on Brown. What was that, about 4 years ago? That was the last time I think he's played a good game against Celtic. Tillman, well, I was talking to a couple of guys today. I'm just going with a lot of averages, and that we get over the line with that, and with a good bit of luck, because the players that we've got there, they're no fit for purpose, if you like. I'm not wanting to be too down on the players, but that's all we've got, and it's all the manager's got. It's all the tools that's in his box. So we're looking for a Raskin to pull up the socks a wee bit. But if Raskin and Cantwell play well, they're they're playing the ball forward to players that are low in form, low in confidence. It doesn't bode well. So I'm looking a lot of averages. It's same with Michael Beale. I mean, his neck's right on the line here, I believe. And it doesn't do much for his confidence because he's then tarred with that brush. This will be his third, if God forbid it happens, but it would be a third defeat in a row after him. You know what I mean? It's not good for his confidence either. And that wee interlude of him talking that you put over there, he didn't sound too confident than he usually does. He sounded a wee bit downbeat. So I hope that's not going through the team. We go.
I'll pass you to our body image and media expert, Andrew.
Go on, Andy, boy.
I'm free to say it because Big Al will kill me because he's been Lulop's been done.
It's what?
Wait a minute. Look, he said the right things, didn't he? But it doesn't matter what he says. It's what the players do, and they've constantly let us down. As I said earlier on, hopefully they're going to go out on the shield today. For a lot of them, it's going to be the last Old Firm games, isn't it? So do they want to go out and being remembered, or they want to go out being absolutely pummeled for what they did? I'd like to think they want to go out there and get ourselves into a semi-final because, let's be honest, if we get through, we should be winning the final. But there again, this is Rangers. Nothing surprises you, even if they get through. But no, come on. We've got to have the right attitude here today. They know what's on the line. We can compete against them. But do we believe? That's the thing.
But is that not on the line when we play our biggest rivals anyway, every game?
It should always be, Al. It should always be.
So where has that essence went to? How have we lost that essence? Look, there's been a few positive things happened to the club over the past couple of weeks. It looks like the new chairman's maybe casting his net over things. He's got to do things in a different way. That's all positive. But how do you get that essence into a team like a one-half game like you're talking about? I mean, we've got players there that are battered and bruised, really battered and bruised, and it's really difficult to get that confidence up. I just think with a bit of luck and the law of averages, we succeed today, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping for the club, for the fans, for you guys.
A bit of luck, you're right, mate. I mean, in all these games, historically, if you accept the 50-50 games and sometimes 60-40 games, depending on form, for either side, you need a bit of luck. You need your goal to make a couple of saves, and then you get a bit of luck, maybe a ricochet or something, Jaffa. And it can be as lucky as that. You know, you look at them in that last game. We had them under the cosh. We were the team in the ascendancy. They broke up with Partner, centre half, makes 2 glaring errors. They put the ball in the net. For nothing really. If you're punting up with Part, you know, and the whole momentum changes.
Well, that's the difference, isn't it, Ox? You know, in quite often in games where we've not been taking these chances, we've not been clinical enough in front of goal because we have had the chances. But you do need that in these games. You need a bit of luck. But the players have got to sometimes generate their own luck and be in the right place at the right time to get that luck. So for me, it's just a lot of it. For me, I was down to attitude, you know, and
I know, but I think but I think we've been shown. Look, it's hard. I find it hard to be positive about it. But it's that attitude. Where is that attitude for previous seasons? It's just I think if you don't have that for the outset, I think it just magnifies it. It gets worse. They go into the game, they walk up that tunnel, they're nervous. You know what I mean? I mean, we didn't have any really mavericks in the team, do we? You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can just grab it at one point and just do something wonderful. That's what I'm kind of hoping maybe Cantwell can do something today. Just that wee spark, get the crowd, get our fans going, and then a wee spark, it just ignites it a wee bit. I think we need to see something good. When
the last semi-final last year, when Lundstrom made the tackle, or when you get the game, at Ibrox the New Year when Kent cuts inside and scores a wonderful goal, that's the problem. You're the point you're making spot on. These players have all produced at times, but periodically they've let us down as well. Yeah, I mean Lundstrom, the game I think they won that game if he stays on because he was playing well that day. But since then, I don't think he's kicked the ball. Maybe Ryan Kent's in the same boat. Morelos was a talisman for 2 years, as I think Andy and Davey have pointed out. Does he look the player he was? And then
I think if he gets a chance, I think that could be the spark, because he's people are against him. If you like, even some of our own fans were kind of slightly against him. I don't think he's doing enough. If he gets that early goal, that gives us that impetus to push for another one. Because the old Buffalo comes back for a game, starts bullying people.
I hope so, Al. I hope so.
Thing is, Al, you can't get a spark out of a damn match.
I know, but you've got to try. I think you've got to try. I know what you're saying. You can if you pour petrol at it.
I'm a bit optimistic about that.
I think your Doug biscuits have been laced. Look, we're laughing and joking and that. And I'm happy. I really want, for the club, for the team, just moving towards the end of this, just to get that final line, just moving towards the end. It gives us something to celebrate. We're always proud of our team, we're proud of the club, proud of the institution, but we just need some spark today. Maybe Raskin's a spark. Look, who probably do it is Tillman. Tillman will probably do something today that'll generate. He'll come off that wing, or he'll come through the inside, get a goal, and then El Buffalo gets a couple of goals or something.
All right, cheers, big man.
Right, look, I'll go. I've got a couple of things I need to do before the game starts. But look, thanks very much. I didn't mean to fall out with you, Jaffa. You look after yourself, brother. All right.
You too, pal.
All the best. All the best.
Cheers, big man.
Cool. Thank you. Bye.
Jaffa, in you come, mate.
Yep. Just like Al said there, you're looking for. I mean, give me 3 sparks a day, Ox. If we had 3 or 4 of them that really produce a 10 out of 10 performance, man, I'd be delighted with that as well. And like the rest is, just want a performance for the fans and the club more than anything else, Ox, because it's overdue.
He's right, Andy. It's overdue.
Oh, it's definitely right enough. I think we're all feeling the same. We know we can do this. It's whether they want to do it. I think the fans will play a big part in it today. I think they'll spur them on, and you just hope that they take the spark off of the fans. If that happens, it could be our day. We're not getting beat. We can't even be contemplating that. And I know it's our biggest rivals. I know they're on a run, but they're not undefeatable. If you have a go at them and test them, we'll see what they really are about. And we all know that. That's the most frustrating thing all season, is that we've not done what we've needed to do, and no one has tested them. When you don't get tested, you just go about your business and they think they're better than what they are. When you put the pressure on this team, then we'll see whether they can stand up. And that's all we're asking today. If we can do that, let's see what all their talk means. If Rangers get about them, get a chance, getting and taking the chances, but getting ricochets. We've got to have shots on goals before we start even thinking about getting them. Pepper the goal. Go for them. I mean, we get nothing to lose here today, other than not being in the final and where it can go, and the fans will go after heeding all that. We know that. But look, it's a one-off game. Let's get these sorted. We badly need this. I do. I was distraught after the Aberdeen game, although the league was gone. I don't want to feel like that today. I really don't. I'd be heartbroken if this comes about. As thousands and thousands of others were. So just go out there and listen. If we go out and get 110% and it don't happen, then at least we're saying, well, at least the guys had a go and they really tried. Don't come off that part with the way they have been in the last few games against them, because that's not acceptable. And we know they're going, and the mindsets might not be there. Some of them might even be on the beach. But come on, have pride in yourself. Do something for their fans. That's all we're asking. That's not much, is it? It's not much. We'll back them till the day is done, as they say. But just come on, please, put a grip on that day, and let's get something out of this.
All right, Davey, last word for your good self.
Yeah, I just Googled Maltesers there to see if they did Doug biscuits, but they said they didn't, so big Al's had it. Aye, everything Andy said there spot on, and that's all we ever live for, and more so against that mob. So let's go, guys, and let's do these. Well, I was going to swear there. And God bless the Glasgow Jers.
I think he's talking about the other ones. What was the other ones you had to go with for a while? The biscuits you were eating?
Wackos.
Wackos. I think he's talking about your Wackos.
They went redundant.
Ah, dear. I think you'd enough. I'm off Maltesers till last year to Christmas. Anyway, over to you, Jaffa.
Yep, just looking for a performance, Ox. Just want the 11 guys on the park to absolutely nail it, 110%. Leave nothing on the pitch. Just go out and do it for the fans, do it for themselves, and do it for the club. Just hoping for a Rangers victory, Ox.
Here, can I just thank Davey and Andy and Big Al for joining us, and your good self, Jaffa. Me and you'll be back 15 minutes after the final whistle. Remember, it could potentially go to extra time and possibly even penalty kicks. We've seen that before. Thanks to the three guys for joining us. Thanks to Jaffa and thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. Speak to you after the game. Come on, Rangers. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though at times they have been hard, we're followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park.
Successful team in football was Scotland's gallant few. Times they have been hard, we followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Successful team in football was Scotland's gallant few. Times they have been hard, we followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands at Ibrox Park. Whoa.